Want to find out how this half of the month is panning out for your zodiac sign and how to get the best out of it? Come and join YILDIZ Readings 5D and we'll have a look. A very warm welcome to YILDIZ Readings 5D. For those of you that don't know, I'm a psychic medium. I cover astrology, soul coaching, twin flame path and more. I am live weekly, so please click the bell and subscribe. And if you do want more creative content like this, come and join the tribe. Now for the join button, the link is directly below on the main page. You do get exclusive Your Eyes Only content, twin flame coaching, pre-release content and the extension reads. Without further ado, let's get into the video and I'll see you every Friday. Take care guys. Hi Aries, welcome back. We're here to do your mini read that is for your astrology placements and for the eclipse. Plus, I have done a separate video and it does cover the astrological aspects. So I will put it in a link above if you do wish to view it. Very separately, as I mentioned, I'll pull the cards. I'm going to have a look at the chart, which is behind me. So if I look like I'm gazing off into the distance, don't take it personal. I also do that while I'm channeling because I am a psychic medium. So if you do want to join the hub and you're new, come through, very warm welcome. Okay, this is going to be a pretty tough time spiritually. Number one, I deem it as the road to least resistance. We are moving into a time of natural change, but it's not going to feel natural nevertheless. We spiritually may have some very firm value systems. We could have struggles relating to our home, growth. Okay, let's have a look at chart. Now I have pulled the cards and I've got a crowning energy. Yes, next month we're having Mars move into the house of Leo, which you do have heart chakra here and it is in reverse. So forgiveness, there could be this frustration and push-pull, especially from the cards that have come out, but we will get into that in a moment. The eclipse for you guys is landing in your 9th house. 9th house is very Jupiter energy. Currently, we have Jupiter in Pisces. So for you, the expansion and the viewpoint maybe upon which you can meditate during this time over the next 5 months will be the Pisces placement. Now for you, that is to do with your psychological beliefs. It's your spirituality. You could be feeling very tired. It's the house of hidden enemies, but it's also a very spiritual place. You may be finding that things are very tough. You may be trying to find creative solutions as to how to change your life to do a 360. Now the eclipse is happening in the 9th house. Depending on whether this is relating to your work life, your personal life, 9th house can be marriages. We currently have Juno retrograde in Sagittarius. So if you're in a relationship, you could be reflecting upon it. Some of you can be reflecting on connections from the past, especially from the cards that are coming up now, which is perfectly normal. But we could be, again, very strict, very stuck, perplexed. It is moving, but it can be a subject matter that happened last year around May, replaying out or a completely closing out of that chapter so that we are shedding our skin like snakes and moving into the new. So the 9th house can be to do with trade, travel, medicine, siblings, the bigger picture of where you're going in life. Spiritually, you guys will be doing a lot of that and trying to find creative solutions. Now, because we have both Venus in the house of Gemini, we have Mercury going retrograde in the house of Gemini, which is occurring on the 29th, but we're already in the shadow effect of it. Your communication and your throat chakra may be playing up, so you can actually balance your throat chakra. You may find you have way too much on your plate. You may find tying up loose ends, socialization, needing to do errands can be coming through, but you really need to pay close attention to the road because you will find that you can be incredibly confused. And it doesn't necessarily mean that we are the ones who are confused. Cognitively speaking, this can also be information coming to you that was hidden. You may actually hear things through the grapevine, and we do need to be extremely cautious at the moment of gossip, idle gossip, pettiness, judgment, anger, prejudice. But definitely if you are studying, the eclipse next month is in the house of Gemini, and there can be transformations and new beginnings in that domain. So if you were wanting a new car or anything to that degree, you may find it bodes better after we move through the eclipse next month, but it will be a forward movement of motion. Around this time, you also may need to go somewhere at a drop of a hat, and it may be to tie up loose ends relating to loved ones, inheritances, legacies, or anything to that degree. Now, with your heart chakra, forget old wounds can be coming up. Okay, you've got forgiveness. Now, it is heart chakra, as I mentioned. We're having Mars move into Leo, which can be, again, a lot of heart chakra. And because the sun's in Gemini, you may not be liking everything that you're doing. And that can be another reason why with Jupiter and Pisces, it's asking you to expand beyond that realm to grow differently. Now, I do feel in the past, the way it's coming through, like I said, because we have Juno in Sagittarius in retrograde currently, for you, as I mentioned, where Juno is falling is in the 9th house. Be it you're married, be it you have a spiritual connection, you may be thinking about what went down in the past. Were there betrayals? Did you feel you didn't give enough? Did you get what you needed? The give and take. This can be betrayals and things to that degree that are playing out in your mind, be it it's on your end or another person's. When it comes to finances, I also see a similar pattern where you are looking at the past to sort of serve you moving forward, but you don't quite know how it's going to go. Now, at the moment, value systems in the heart of your life, and again, from manifestation, there might have been a subject surrounding money that you were looking at, and yes, this can be a very beneficial time moving into the full moon. There might be some testing times, the eclipse I'm mentioning, but you'll find after we move away from it, which is where money and finances can start coming from. I do feel, again, you may be thinking finances aren't everything, and that sort of does make sense because what we're moving into next month, which I do mention in the astrology conversation piece for this month moving into June, is that we are going to be having Saturn in Aquarius in retrograde squaring Uranus and Taurus, or vice versa. With that square, conflict with finances can come up, but I have mentioned in that. So again, value systems, beliefs, things we hold dear to us. Venus being in Gemini, we can be getting bored with a circumstance that we have outgrown. Also, because we have the sun in Gemini, we can feel we are doing too much, we are wanting to have fun, and we are feeling stifled. So when it comes to value systems, yes, it can be coming up, but this could be a very lucrative month financially as we move away from the eclipse. I do feel there's some things that you do need to deal with. And the thing is, because we're in Mercury retrograde, some of us may be thinking, gee, we need to get a job and we don't want to do anything with that. And it's not that you need to stop. It's a quality system during the transits. So we will have Mercury retrograde in the house of Gemini. Really good time to update your passwords, change your logins for hacking, etc. Not that I'm saying that's going to happen. It could be that you lose your password, you might lose your keys. We become a little bit overwhelmed because things speed up. Now, for you, the house of Gemini happens to be your 3rd house. You may have issues with your technology. Between now and next month, you may be looking at the bigger picture and maybe needing to replace items relating to technology, devices, cars, and other things in that domain. And it may be something that you're directly planning, or it could be that you are learning, doing some upskilling to get yourself where you need to be in your career factor. So however it applies, if you do want a personal reading, so it's more pertaining to your situation, feel free to go to the link below and we can have a look at that. These items of where Saturn is placed, with Saturn going retrograde, the Lord of restriction and social responsibilities, it is in quite a rebellious sign. But it's not necessarily a bad thing. During the retrograde, you could be looking at how other people and the circles you're interacting with, which in life we do have relationship sector, and currently it's in the house of Gemini, so we need to be very careful what we say. People can be taking us out of context, be it it's at work, be it it's with your loved ones, family, they're all contracts. Okay, good old 7th house. You do have a balanced way of handling those things, but you may find that there needs to be a lot of conversation. A lot of conversations that are overdue, and you may feel some of these are actually overdue. We do need to be very careful. And some of you may be thinking that maybe people may not be able to forgive you. And so you're embodying this and thinking about your value systems versus others. But this can be a huge transformation in your own life personally. I do feel anything that you had delayed, I feel during the eclipse and after, it's almost like the writing's going to be on the wall. But this will give you an idea as to where you want to be in 2022. The reason I say that is with Jupiter in the house of Pisces, it is giving us a bird's eye view of what 2022 is going to look like. And if we have these ideals of where we need to be and we're currently looking at our life and we're doing nothing to it, for it, to get that show on the road, to get that dream happening. And it may be something as simple as needing a bit more rest, needing a bit more work-life balance, needing to have that openness and connections, needing to be able to be accepted in a circumstance. And, an interesting conversation piece came up between my twin and I can't believe I'm sharing this with you, but I thought it was very funny, and it's very and we mentioned this at the time when we were talking, because he also knows that I look at astrology, and obviously with the South Node being in Sagittarius where the eclipse is placed, he did mention to a friend what I do for work, which he always knew. But he said he doesn't believe in this. But again, it's value systems. It's how two polarities can be connected in the yin and yang, but still be able to live together. It's like we don't have to agree with everyone, but we can still love one another. Okay, so it's almost like it just doesn't quite make sense to us because it's values, religion, connections, what that means. But it's really having your own separate identity and respecting that person and respecting yourself. And I feel this is what you're really seeking in your life. You're seeking some reciprocation, but not necessarily that we have to be identical. And I feel your hopes and dreams are going to be addressed, but you can find that this time can create a lot of nervous energy. Saturn in Aquarius going into retrograde can link to nervous system. There can be a lot more travel opening up, but definitely there can be flaws in it and things moving about. We're fixing it, but you will find on a quality system for your life, Aries, you will be shifting things about and looking at value systems with the square next month. What's your income, your finances, your professional resources? They can change at a drop of a hat, and this can be for the better. So it doesn't always have to be. I look at Uranus and Taurus squaring Saturn and Aquarius as Forrest Gump. We're going to have the Forrest Gump effect. It's like a box of chocolates. You just don't know what you're going to get. So making sure that you keep good with those areas, taking stock of things. Also, because Pluto's retrograde, this is to do with your career sector. Is it stable? And again, Uranus and Taurus comes and shakes things up. We did get interrupted, so we're back again. Okay, so how can this play out for you? I would say for those of you in a connection, if you have been finding both with Mars and Cancer and with Juno retrograde in the house of Sagittarius, traditional marriage, and the eclipse occurring in your 9th house, yes, this could bring a complete transformation in a connection. And this can be for better or worse. It does sound like a marriage, really. But you will really have deep clarity about where that's going. Some of you, it can be taking a connection to the next level. Some of you, this can be relating to separations and divorces or having closure relating to other situations. I do feel overall it's going to be very unique for every individual Aries, but that 9th house placement is really amplified. Very separately at a collective level, I have done the astrology, and it does talk about the themes that can play out both with the economy, Bitcoin, the environment, the weather patterns, and more. We are hosting a webinar on the website, and that's for a small group of 40. So if you do want to be part of that, I have mentioned that inside of the astrology chat conversation piece video. And like I said, it's a webinar. It's for 40 people. It's going to be on the 27th, Western Australian time at 10 a.m. The website does explain the time zones. It does have a clock on it in case you're unsure what part of the world you're in and if you can attend. If you do purchase and you're unable to attend, we do record the session, and that way you can interlink with that later and have that pre-recorded. Just by the way your video is going, Aries, I think you may have to be repeating things, you know, going over old ground. And during Mercury retrograde, yes, you may find you will have a lot to do. So do plan ahead, although be very fluid. If you are going to socialize, be mindful again that things can change at a drop of a hat. There can be a lot of crosswires for you. I would say a lot of family related dynamics, transformations, change, maybe even upgrading your home or moving at this point. But there will be, again, a lot of energy happening on the home front. And as we move to the end cycle of Mars in Cancer, you can find that the tension with home and family and siblings can be even more testing, especially to do with fight and flight, our stability, our value systems, and how we feel to do with circumstances. So we could call this an airing of dirty laundry. I will see you during the month. Please take care. For the webinar, I have done a little video, but before we get to that video, we are going to have a look at the aspects and then onto that. Take care. So all the important dates, let's have a very quick look at where everything is and how this will affect your zodiac sign. The lunar eclipse in Sagittarius is happening the 26th of May 2021. For you, as I mentioned, it's in your 9th house. This can be a change in relationship, change in marriage, going up a level, or ending it out. If you had been trying to tie up loose ends relating to any 9th house matters, be it you're traveling, be it you're tying up a loose end when it does come to inheritances, divorces, and things to that degree, these themes can be playing out. You also, at a drop of a hat, may have growth in business and transformation, but you may find it's after all the tedious energies that you put into it, it can bring great wealth. Now, also because we do have the Sun in Gemini and Mercury in Gemini, I would say prior to the 29th, tie up any loose ends. Get all your day-to-day activities down-packed, structure the home environment so it's less maintenance, so that this tension points from the 3rd house for you won't be as difficult. If you do have delayed conversations that you need to have, get them done now. Double check your emails during the transit through to next month, because there can be crosswires and frustration. But this can be a super busy time in your day-to-day life and social activities. With Mars and Cancer, this can be tension at home. This can also be growth and expansion and a lot of things going on to do with family. You may be renovating your home, you may be changing your home or moving. So yes, the highlighted energy for you is in your 4th house. Running errands for family members can come under this, but again, structuring your day-to-day, by having a structured routine and getting things in order, this can support this transit, but you'll definitely find ways we could do that, but it's usually during the transit. So generally, I recommend that we get what we can done within our control done, and anything outside of that, yes, can be tedious and irritating, but we do learn a lot through the process. Let's have a look at the next aspects. Now, having Venus in Gemini can make us social butterflies, but it does make us feel a little bit suppressed if somebody in our life is being controlling. We may need a lot to entertain ourselves. We may need to have that flexibility, as well as, because we do have Juno in Sagittarius, we're looking at different ways we can have connections. It's bridging in the middle. It's the natural commitment. It's very twin flamey, really, when you look at it. It's very traditional and non-codependent. I feel finding a healthy medium in between is really the key at this point with the astrology to a happy life. With Saturn in Aquarius going into retrograde, again, your social activities, your friendship groups, you may be looking at those things and changing things around. Some of you also, in your hopes and dreams and aspirations, may be looking at how other people interlink with that and whether people are pulling their weight and doing what they need to do, getting the ship in order, so to speak. With the solar eclipse in Gemini next month, it will hit your 3rd house. So if you do have any insurances and things to the degree relating to home, car, etc., make sure they're in order. But also your communication, making sure you check your emails. But there can be new beginnings, especially with education. With Saturn in Aquarius making a square to Uranus and Taurus for your zodiac sign, keeping good and networking with people that are professional resources. You know, not burning bridges, but definitely changes to do with your professional resources. This can be a change of income, it can be wins, it can be losers, but really keep an eye on that area. Whatever happened around February, the last square we had was February the 17th. Look back to that time and see some of the themes that could replay out again. We do have the support of the webinar on the website. If you do want to come and join it, there's a limited placement of 40 people. It's via Skype. The link is below. You can go to the website and book the reading. Thanks for joining us here at YILDIZ Readings 5D. If you do want a personal booking, you can go to the link below. A lot of people ask me how to join the members area, so there is an information video up next after this. Yes, astrology updates, twin flame path, super chats every Friday. So please click the bell and subscribe. We cap them at $11 because the first tier level for the members for twin flame coaching is $11. So those of you who want to join the Members Hub, here is a small video relating to it. Now in this video, it's going to show you basically where you can locate it. You can find it in the information box, and any video that is uploaded to YouTube, it's on the join section. On the main page, you can find it. When you go to the membership zone and you purchase the first tier level, you get the twin flame videos. Now, they are still up there. You find them under the community tab, and that's for the pre-extended videos and the extension reads members only. Now for the website, this is how the website looks on the main page, and should you need to go to it, you can press the link that does take you to the booking page. We have webinars, we have Skype, videos and more. If you do want any of these, you have the information. I will see you during the month. Take very good care of yourselves, and I trust you like the content.